Now that you're in the coaching seat, you've gone through this for many years now. Why women's basketball?
Yeah. I'll tell you, as everybody says, be careful what you pray for. And I wanted to be Norfolk State's head basketball coach. I never said I wanted to be Norfolk State head men or head women's basketball coach. You know what I mean? So when the opportunity came, it was an idea that my AD had at that time. He kind of hired from within. So if you put the work in, you were eventually going to get a shot. So he came to our men's head coach at that time and myself with the idea, and I'm like, we're competing for a championship right now? No, but it was something he saw in me, and I tell everybody I would never go back, though. I really enjoyed it.
Do you feel like that situation at the time was an uncomfortable one? Because you always hear you have to get outside of your comfort zone.
For sure.
What made you say, finally, okay, I'll do it, rather than what maybe my intentions were originally?
Yeah, we all kind of have this kind of path for ourselves as far as I want to play. Then if you want to coach, I want to coach, right? So when they offered me the assistant coach job out of college, my mom said, you taking that job, it has benefits. These are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Them asking me to be their head women's basketball coach, even though it was originally for 6 weeks, was a once-in-a-life opportunity. And you got to jump on those moments. You have to.
It was a temporary thing.
Oh, yeah. So I actually got hired at the end of January. They fired our head women's basketball coach around, I think it was like January 20th. Mid-season.
Auburn's feeling that right now.
Yeah, so that's a sensitive subject for me. So they fired the coach with about 9 games left in the regular season and then 1 in the tournament. And I was just going to do it until they found a new candidate, but it was going to give me head coaching opportunity when the men's job came available. They offered me a 1-year interim at first, and then that turned into 3 years and 3 years and 5 years.
Yeah.
And
a lot of basketballs.
Yeah, and some wins. It turned into some wins, luckily.
We talked about just the state of the game back then versus now on the men's side, but women's basketball has been talked about at, I feel like, its highest level thus far.
Yes.
What is your perspective on the women's game in general?
Well, I think if you're a basketball fan, you should love women's basketball. Just the intensity that we play with. We get on the floor, we're team first. It's less isolation. It's good to have all those moves.
ISO, get out the way to Kobe.
Yeah. It's good to have all that, but I think that we play a tremendous style of basketball, and it's exciting to watch.
Have you tuned into Unrivaled? I know they're about to go into year 2.
Yes, so not only tuned in, one of our assistant coaches, Taja Cole, she's played in several leagues, so I've been following Taj for a long time. So she had an opportunity to play last year, and I got a chance to watch her.
That's what's up. I'm so excited for year 2. We got some new faces in there. It's going to be exciting. One of the biggest headlines, I feel like, for the WNBA season this year was their CBA agreement and trying to give the women what they deserve as far as pay. From your perspective as a coach, you're trying to help these ladies who have basketball dreams get to that level. Have you been a part of conversations, or what have you heard as far as them advocating just to get their worth, what they feel like?
Well, I'm on Twitter, so I see them advocating. And, you can tell, the Atlanta arena is only about, it's an 80-minute drive. So we went to a few games this year, and just to see the crowds there, looks to me like it's a little bit more. So, I'm not sure the numbers, but I hope they get what they want, But we're kind of going through our own CBA stuff in college basketball, with NIL now.
G-Leaguers going back to...
Yeah, G-Leaguers going back. So we're kind of engulfed in our own stuff right now. So I'm just trying to day by day figure that out. Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah.